वासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे। ओम नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो देवीं सरस्वती व्यासं नष्टप्रायेषु
ततो जयमुदीरयेत्।
तो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अबद्धेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिके। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Yeah, we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 24. It's renunciation of Kardama Muni, 30th verse. Yeah.
Yes, scroll down. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ji. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Translation. Kardama Muni said, "You, my dear Lord, who are always increasing the honor of your devotees, have descended in my home just to fulfill your word and disseminate the process of real knowledge." Purport. When the Lord appeared before Kardama Muni after his mature yoga practice, he promised that he would become Kardama's son. He descended as the son of Kardama Muni in order to fulfill that promise. Another purpose of his appearance is Chikirsur Bhagavan Jnanam, Chikirsur Bhagavan Jnanam, to distribute knowledge. Therefore, he is called Bhaktanam Manavardhana. Bhaktanam Manavardhana. He who increases the honor of his devotees. By distributing Sankhya, he would increase the honor of the devotees. Therefore, Sankhya philosophy is not dry mental speculation. Sankhya philosophy means devotional service. How could the honor of the devotees be increased unless Sankhya were meant for devotion? Service. Devotees are not interested in speculative knowledge. Therefore, the Sankhya enunciated by Kapila Muni is meant to establish one firmly in devotional service. Real knowledge and real liberation is to surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead and engage in devotional service.
In a recent lecture, I heard like Gauranga Darshan Prabhuji, some like he was giving some lecture to Telugu devotees, and he was explaining what is Sankhya, actual Sankhya, why it is Sankhya. Because Sankhya is not like this one and that one. Sankhya is analytical study of a tattva. He was saying like this is devotional tattva. So he is explaining like it's analytical study how the devotional service takes place. That's the Kapila Muni's Kapila Muni's appearance. It was the main purpose of Kapila Muni's appearance. It's analytical study. Vishleshanatmaka Vyaktikarana. That's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah. That means all these 24 material elements,
How they
everything is
connected. Yeah.
connected with Krishna.
Hmm.
That's where he has created all these elements and all these elements using for his service. Okay.
Service. Yeah.
Text 31 translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. My dear Lord, although you have no material form, you have your own innumerable forms. They truly are your transcendental forms, which are pleasing to your devotees. Purport. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that the Lord is one absolute, but he has ananta or innumerable forms. Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam. The Lord is original form, but still he has multiforms. Those multiforms are manifested by him transcendentally, according to the tastes of his multi devotees. Multi devotees.
Hmm.
It is understood. mm, It is understood that once Hanuman, the great devotee of Lord Ramchandra, said that he knew that Narayana, the husband of Lakshmi, or Rama, the husband of Sita, are one and the same, and that there is no difference between Lakshmi and Sita. But as for himself, he liked the form of Lord Rama. In a similar way, some devotees worship the virginal form of Krishna. When we say Krishna, we refer to all forms of the Lord, not only Krishna, but Rama, Narasimha, Varaha, Narayana, etc. The varieties of transcendental forms exist simultaneously. That is also stated in the Brahma Samhita. Ramadimurtishu Nanavataram. He Nanavataram. He already exists in multi forms, but none of forms are material. Sridhara Swami has commented that Arupinaha, Arupinaha, without form means without material form. The Lord is form, otherwise, how can it be stated here? Tanyeva te virupani rupani bhagavams. Tava. You have your forms, but they are not material. Materially, you have no form, but spiritually, transcendentally, you have multiforms. Mayavadi philosophers cannot understand these transcendental forms of the Lord and being disappointed. They say that the Supreme Lord is impersonal, but that is not a fact. Whenever there is a form, there is a person. Many times in many Vedic literatures, the Lord is described as Purusha, which means the original form, the original enjoyer. The conclusion is that the Lord has no material form, and yet, according to the liking of different grades of devotees, he simultaneously exists in multi forms, such as Rama, Narasimha, Varaha, Narayana, and Mukunda. There are many thousands and thousands of forms, but they are all Vishnu Tattva, Krishna, and all are spiritual forms, not material forms.
Mhm. Somebody taste, according to taste, he'll appear. We have seen, right, Murari Gupta. So he was a great devotee of Lord Ram. When Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, chant Krishna, so he will not chant, he'll chant Rama. So that is their taste. Yeah. Yes, you
Yeah,
can
their
read.
taste, their mood, their taste, their mood,
Mm.
their feelings. Hmm. ఇది చదువుతా ఇంకా then give it to devotees. Thank you.
Mm.
Text 32. ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ పర్పూర్ భాషలో ప్రభుపాద కీ జై. గ్రూప్లో ఒక మెసేజ్ పెట్టండి ఆల్రెడీ స్టార్టెడ్ అని.
Okay.
గ్రూప్లో పెట్టండి మెసేజ్. మై డియర్ లార్డ్, యువర్ లోటస్ ఫీట్ ఆర్ ది రిజర్వాయర్ that always deserves to receive worshipful homage from all great sages eager to understand the absolute truth. You are full in opulence, renunciation, transcendental fame, knowledge, strength, and beauty. And therefore, I surrender myself unto your lotus feet. Purport. Actually, those who are searching after the absolute truth must take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and worship him. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna advised Arjuna many times to surrender unto him, especially at the end of the ninth chapter. Manpanabhav Madbhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mame Vesayuktaiva Atmana Matparayana. If you want to be perfect, just always think of me. Become my devotee, worship me, offer your homage unto me. In this way, you will understand the personality of God, and ultimately, you will come back to me, back to God, back home. Why is it so? The Lord is always full in six opulences, as mentioned herein: wealth, renunciation, fame, knowledge, strength, and beauty. The word Purtim means in full. No one can claim that all wealth belongs to him, but Krishna can claim it since he has full wealth. Similarly, he is full in knowledge, renunciation, strength, and beauty. He is full in everything, and no one can surpass him. Another one of Krishna's name is Asamavurdhva, Asamavurdhva, which means that no one is equal, no one is equal to or greater than him. Scroll up చేస్తారా ఒకసారి వర్స్. పుత్తిం ఎక్కడ వచ్చింది? పుత్తిం త్వం సురిభిస్తత్వ బుభుత్సయాద్ధ సదాభివర్ధన పాదపీఠం ఐశ్వర్య వైరాగ్య యశో అబోధ వీర్య శ్రీయ పూర్తం అహం ప్రపద్య. ఈ వర్స్ కొంచెం పెట్టు గ్రూప్లో. ఇది కూడా 6 ఆపులెన్స్ రిఫర్ చేస్తుంది. ఐ థింక్ పద్మపురాణ ఆల్సో ఐశ్వర్యస్య వీర్యస్య యశశ స్త్రీయ జ్ఞాన వైరాగ్యం. సో ఇది రిఫరింగ్. You can do that later. డూప్లికేట్ చేయలేదండి. ఆ వర్స్ డూప్లికేట్ చేసి పెట్టుకో, తర్వాత పెట్టు. ఓకే, స్క్రీన్ షేర్ ఆపరేషన్.
ఒక నిమిషం.
Thank you, devotees, for joining today. Wish you all a very happy Krishna conscious New Year. Our New Year needs to be filled with a lot of Krishna's thoughts, just like reading here, and so much services. A nice practice of chanting the holy names of God. I wish you all the very best. Thank you, devotees. You all continue. ఈ వర్స్ పాయింట్ అవుట్
You
చేసిన.
want to recite this verse as it is 6 opulences? Tattva? Yeah.
ఓకే. త్వం సూరిభిస్తత్వ బుభుత్సయద్ధ సదాభివర్ధన పాదపీఠం ఐశ్వర్య వైరాగ్య యశో వబోధ వీర్యశ్రియ పూర్తం అహం ప్రపద్యే. ఇది పంపించిన గ్రూప్ లో
పంపిస్తా. I noted. Yeah, I'll take care.
324
32
బాగుంది. ఓకే, ఓకే. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. యూ ఆల్ కంటిన్యూ. ఐఎమ్ డ్రాపింగ్ ఆఫ్. ఓకే.
Take rest. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Rashmi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Yeah, you can read this. It's a big one. Yeah, you can read this.
Yes, Mataji.
24.33.
Yes. Translation and purport given by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, descended in the form of Kapila, who is independently powerful and transcendental, who is the Supreme Person and the Lord of the sum total of matter and the element of time, who is the fully cognizant maintainer of all the universe under the three modes of material nature, and who absorbs the material manifestations after their dissolution. Purport. The six opulence, wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation are
Indicated.
indicated here by Kardama Muni, who addresses Kapila Muni, his son, as Param. The word Param is used in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam in the phrase Param Satyam to refer to the Saman Bonam, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Param is explained further by the next word, Pradhanam, which means the chief, the origin, the source of everything. Sarva Karana Karanam, the cause of all causes. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is forthle- not formless. He is a Purusham, or the enjoyer, the original person. He is the time element and is all cognizant. He knows everything, past, present, and future. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, I know everything present, past, and future in every corner of the universe. The material world, which is moving under the spell of three modes of nature, is also manifestation of his energy. Parasya Shaktir Vividhaya Shruyate. Everything that we see is an interaction of his energies. Svet Vastram, uh, Sveta Vat, Svetasvatra, Upanishad 6.8. Parasya परस्य ब्रह्मणः शक्तिस्तथेदम् akhilam jagat. This is the version of the Vishnu Puran. We can understand that whether we see is an interaction of the three modes of material nature, but actually it is all an interaction of the Lord's energy. Lokapalam. He is the actually he is actually the maintainer of all living entities. Nitya Nityam. He is the chief of all living entity. He is one, but he maintains many living entities. God maintains all other living entities, but no one can maintain God. That is his Swachhanda Shakti. He is not dependent on others. Someone may call himself independent, but he is still dependent on someone higher. The personality of Godhead, however, is absolute. There is no one higher than or equal to him.
So that's why he's called Asamordhva. Asama means equal, Urdhva means above. So he's called
Yeah,
Asamordhva. That means no one is equal
equal
or
to.
above him.
Should I continue, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Kapila Muni appeared as the son of Kardama Muni, but because Kapila is the incarnation of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Kardama Muni offered respectful obeisances unto him with a full surrender. Another word in this verse is very important. Atmanubhutyanugata prapancham. The Lord descends either as Kapila or Rama, Narsimha or Varaha, and whatever form he assumes in the material world and all manifestations of his own personal internal energy, they are never form of the material energy. The ordinary living entities who are manifested in this material world have bodies created by the material energy, but when Krishna or any one of his expansion or part of the expansion descends to this material world, although he appears to have a material body, his body is not material. He always has a transcendental body, but fools and rascals who are called mudhas consider him one of them, and therefore they deride him. They refuse to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead because they cannot understand him. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Avya janat, ava
Janati Mamura.
janati mam mudham. Those who are rascals and fools deride me. When God descends in a form, This does not mean that he assumes his form with the help of the material energy. He manifests his spiritual form as he exists in his spiritual kingdom. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna. Yeah, Madhavi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I'll read and go. I'll
Okay.
drop my
Yes,
kids.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji. Yeah, just a second. Yeah.
Okay, translation.
Yeah.
Today, I have something to ask from you. Who are the Lord? I mean, conversation between whom and whom, Mataji, this is?
బ్రహ్మ సారీ లార్డ్ కపిలదేవ వచ్చిండు కదా ఆల్రెడీ, రైట్? ఫ్రమ్ ద వూంబ్ ఆఫ్ మదర్ దేవహూతి. ఇప్పుడు కర్దమమ్మని అడుగుతున్నాడు, ఎందుకంటే వచ్చినాక వెళ్ళిపోవాలి కదా. సో హీస్ టేకింగ్ పర్మిషన్ నౌ. ఓకే, హీస్ ద లార్డ్, రైట్? కపిలదేవ
అండ్ కర్దమ్మ.
కర్దమ్మ వాళ్ళ నాన్న, అంటే ఇప్పుడు పుట్టిన ప్రకారం నాన్న, రైట్? So now he's asking because he want to go and do on the devotional service, right? So that's what.
So Kardama is asking now.
కర్దమ కపిల మునిని అడుగుతున్నాడు.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Mataji. Translation. Mataji. Today, I have something to ask from you. You are the Lord of all living entities. Since I have now been liberated by you from my debts of my father, and since all my desires are fulfilled, I wish to accept the order of
itinerant mendicant.
Renouncing this family life, I wish to wander about, free from lamentation, thinking always of you in my heart. Purpose. Actually, sannyasa or renunciation of material household life necessitates complete absorption in Krishna consciousness and immersion in the self. One does not take sannyasa, freedom from family responsibility in the renounced order of life, to make another family or to create embarrassing transcendental fraud in the name of sannyasa. The sannyasi's business is not to become perpetrator of so many things and amass money from the innocent public. A sannyasi is proud that he is always thinking of Krishna within himself. Of course, there are two kinds of the devotees of the Lord. One is called
Goshtanandi, Bhajananandi.
Sorry. Okay. Goshtanandi. One is called Goshtanandi, which means those who are preachers and have many followers for preaching the glories of the Lord, and who live among those many followers just to organize the missionary activities. Other devotees, Atmanandi, are self-satisfied and do not take the risk of preaching work. They therefore remain alone with the God. In this classification of Kardama Muni, he wanted to be free from all anxiety and remain alone within his heart of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Parivarja means the itinerant mendicant. A mendicant sannyasi should not live anywhere for more than 3 days. He must be always moving because his duty to move from door to door and enlighten people about Krishna consciousness. See, Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah, Mataji. Goshtanandi and Bhajana Atmanandi, right, Mataji?
Goshtanandi, Bhajananandi. Goshtanandi, they know everything and they want to preach. They go worldwide and they preach and they propagate Krishna consciousness. One of
them. Like Prabhupada and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj is the
ఇలాంటి వాళ్ళు లాస్ట్ మినిట్ లో లాస్ట్ టైమ్ లో మళ్ళీ ఆత్మానందిగా మారుతారు. బట్ నౌ మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద టైమ్ దే డూ ప్రీచింగ్ బై ఆర్గనైజింగ్ దిస్ మిషనరీ యాక్టివిటీస్. ఇంకోరేంటి ఆత్మానంది, మన జగన్నాథ్ దాస్ బాబాజీ ఉన్నారు కదా, సో దే సిట్ ఎట్ వన్ ప్లేస్ అండ్ దే డూ దేర్ డివోషనల్ సర్వీస్. అట్లా అంటే దే డోంట్ ప్రీచ్ అన్నట్టు, ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళి ప్రీచ్ చేయరు. ఓకే, సో దే డూ మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద టైమ్ దే సిట్ ఎట్ వన్ ప్లేస్ లైక్ confined and they do Atmanandi. Okay.
Yeah, here also one Mataji. Parivajakacharya means also like we mentioned to only Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati and Prabhupada is like while doing pranam mantra, We mentioned
పరివ్రాజకాచార్య. పరివ్రాజక అని అంటే కుటీక, బహుదక అండ్ పరివ్రాజక అని ఉంటాయి అన్నట్టు. కుటీచక అంటే వాళ్ళు ఇంటి నుండి బయటికి వెళ్తారు బట్ దేర్ ఫ్యామిలీ ప్రొవైడ్ దేర్ నీడ్స్. అంటే వాళ్ళు బయటికి వెళ్ళినా కూడా వాళ్ళ ఫ్యామిలీ నుండి ఫుడ్ వస్తుంది, అక్కడ తింటారు. కుటీచక అంటే ఒక హర్మిటేజ్ లాగా వేసుకొని అక్కడ తింటారు. తర్వాత బహుదక అంటే ఆ ఫ్యామిలీ నుండి కూడా ఫుడ్ కాదు, దే వాంట్ టు డూ ఆర్మ్స్, అంటే వాళ్ళు బయటికి వెళ్ళి బెక్ చేసుకొని వాళ్ళే తింటారు. ఇప్పుడు కుటుంబం నుండి కూడా ఏ ఏ రకంగా సపోర్ట్ ఉండదు వాళ్ళకు. నెక్స్ట్ స్టేజ్ తర్వాత
okay.
పరివ్రాజకాచార్య అంటే దే డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీథింగ్, దెన్ ఒక దగ్గర కూడా ఉండరు వాళ్ళు, ఓకేనా, తిరుగుతూ ఉంటారు అన్నట్టు. ఓకే. పరమహంస అంటే దే ఆర్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ అడ్వాన్స్ స్టేజ్, దే డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీథింగ్, జస్ట్ దే సరెండర్ టు లార్డ్, అది పరమహంస అంటే. ఓకే. ఉదక పరివ్రాజకాచార్య అండ్ పరమహంస. యా, అర్థమైందా ప్రభుజీ?
Yeah, అర్థమైంది మాతాజీ.
ఆ,
థ్యాంక్ యూ మాతాజీ.
యా, సన్యాసి టైప్. యా, అంటే ఏం చెప్తున్నారంటే చాలా మంది, అంటే మన దాంట్లో కాదు కానీ వేరే బయట చాలా మంది సన్యాసి అని ఇంటి నుండి వదిలేసి వెళ్ళిపోయి, అంటే ఇక్కడ ఏమంటున్నారు ప్రభుపాద్ అంటే ఇంటి నుండి వెళ్ళిపోయి అక్కడ మళ్ళీ ఒక రిలేషన్ పెట్టుకొని మళ్ళీ ఒక ఫ్యామిలీ తయారు చేసుకొని అట్లుంటారు. దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ద కరెక్ట్ సన్యాసి ఆర్డర్. సన్యాసి అంటే కంప్లీట్ డిటాచ్ అయిపోవాలి మెటీరియల్ థింగ్స్ అండ్ దే హ్యావ్ టు అటాచ్ టు ఓన్లీ కృష్ణ అని చెప్తున్నారు. ఎందుకంటే నా కర్దమమ్మని వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారు కదా, సో అలా చెప్తున్నారు అన్నట్టు. ఎస్, యు వాంట్ టు రీడ్ ప్రభుజీ సమ్ మోర్?
Yeah, I'll read మాతాజీ.
యా, ఓకే, వన్
Translation. Yeah. The personality of Godhead, Kapila said, whatever I speak, whether directly or in the scriptures, is authoritative in all respects for the people of the world. O Muni, because I told you before that I would become your son, I have descended to fulfill this truth. Perfect. Kardama Muni was to live his family life completely engaged in the service of the Lord. But since he knew that the Lord himself as a Kapila had taken birth in his home as his own son, why was preparing to leave home to search out of self-relation or God relation? God himself was present in his home. Why should he leave home? Such a question may certainly arise. But here it is said that whatever is spoken in the Vedas and whatever he practiced in the accordance with the injunction of Vedas is to be accepted as authoritative in society. Vedic authority says that householder must leave home after his 50th year. Panchasodavam Panam Vrajet. One must leave his family life and enter the forest after the age of 50. This is an authoritative statement of the Vedas based on the division of social life into 4 departments of activity: Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. Kardama Muni practiced yoga very rigidly as the Brahmachari before his marriage, and he became so powerful and attained so much mystic power that his father Brahma ordered him to marry and beget children as a householder. Kardama did that also. He begat 9 good daughters and 1 son, Kapila Muni, and thus his householder duty was also performed nicely. And now his duty was to leave. Even though he had the Supreme Personality of Godhead as his son, he had to respect the authority of Vedas. This is very important lesson. Even if one has God in his home has his son, one should still follow the Vedic injunctions. It is stated, Mahajano Yena Gatasa Pantaha. One should traverse the path which is followed by great personalities. Thank you, Mataji. Somebody can continue.
Yeah.
It is big.
Yes. Mother Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
I'm sorry, Mataji. Prabhuji wants to go.
Yeah, no problem.
I gave to him.
Yeah.
Just a second. Yes, Mother.
Kardama Muni's example is very instructive. For instead of having a Supreme Personality of Godhead as his son, he left home just to obey the authority of the Vedic injunction. Kardama Muni states here the main purpose of his leaving home. While traveling all over the world as a mendicant, he would always remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead within his heart and thereby be freed from all the anxieties of material existence. In this age of Kali Yuga, Sannyasa is prohibited because persons in this age are all Sudras and can't follow the rules and regulations of sannyasa life. It is very commonly found that so-called sannyasis are addicted to nonsense, even to having private relationship with women. This is abominable situation in this age. Although they dress themselves as sannyasis, they still can't free themselves from the four principles of sinful life, namely illicit sex life, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling. Since they are not freed from these four principles, they are cheating the public by posing as swamis. In Kali Yuga, the injunction is that no one should accept sannyasa. Of course, those who actually follow the rules and regulations must take sannyasa. Generally, however, people are unable to accept sannyasa life, and therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stressed, Kalau nasteva gate anyata. In this age, there is no other alternative. So, no other alternative than to chant the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. The main purpose of sannyasa life is to be in constant companionship with the Supreme Lord, either by thinking of Him in the heart or hearing of Him through oral reception. In this age, hearing is more important than thinking because one's thinking may be disturbed by mental agitation. But if one concentrates on hearing, he will be forced to associate with the sound vibration of Krishna, Krishna, and the sound vibration of Krishna are non-different. So if one loudly vibrates Hare Krishna, he will be able to think of Krishna immediately. This process of chanting is the best process of self-revelation in this age. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya preached it so nicely for the benefit of all humanity.
Hearing is very important. Even Lord Krishna hearing, he become Jagannath, right?
Yes.
So he was like, Krishna's story is very nectarian, so everybody likes it. Even Krishna, he wants to hear his own story. That's why we got Jagannath, that ఆ భావాలు వచ్చారు కదా. So everybody loves. Yes, and yesterday only I was hearing stories is very it gives very impact. That was it's in the one of the book.
Than reading,
Reading, yes.
hearing is more impact.
యా ఇప్పుడు మనం స్టోరీస్ లాగా చెప్తే వాళ్ళకి తొందరగా అది అయిపోతుంది. ఎవరికైనా ఇష్టమే కదా స్టోరీస్. సో హియరింగ్ ఇస్ ప్లేస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ రోల్ ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ స్టోరీస్. యా ఎస్ మాతాజీ, ఇది కూడా చదవండి. యా
Translation. My appearance in this world is especially to explain the philosophy of Sankhya, which is highly esteemed for self-realization by those desiring freedom from the entanglement of unnecessary material desires. Purport. Here the word Durasayat is very significant. Dur refers to trouble or dukkha, miseries. Asayat means from the shelter. We conditioned souls have taken shelter of the material body, which is full of troubles and miseries. Foolish people can't understand the situation. And this is called ignorance, illusion, or the spell of Maya. Human society should very seriously understand that the body itself is a source of all miserable life. Modern civilization is supposed to be making advancement in scientific knowledge, but what is this scientific knowledge? It is based on bodily comforts only. Without knowledge that however comfortably one maintains his body, the body is indestructible. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Andavanta ine deha. These bodies are destined to be destroyed. Nitya Shokta Shariranaha refers to this living soul or the living spark within the body. That soul is eternal, but the body is not eternal. For our activity, we must have a body. Without sense organs, there is no activity. But people are not inquiring whether it is possible to have an eternal body. Actually, they ask for an eternal body because even though they engage in sense enjoyment, that sense enjoyment is not eternal. They are therefore in want of something which they can enjoy eternally. But they do not understand how to attain this perfection. Sankhya philosophy, therefore, as stated herein by Kapila Deva, is Tattvanam. The Sankhya philosophy system is designed to afford understanding of the real truth. What is that real truth? The real truth is knowledge of how to get of the material body, which is the source of all trouble. Lord Kapila's incarnation or descent is especially meant for this purpose. That is clearly stated here.
Yes, that is the main thing why Kapila Muni descended. Yeah, thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Yeah, Deepa Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. This path of self realization, which is difficult to understand, has now been lost in the course of time. Please know that I have assumed the body of Kapila to introduce and explain this philosophy to human society again. Purport. It is not true that Sankhya philosophy is a new system of philosophy introduced by Kapila as material speculation thought. Platform, everyone, especially the mental speculator, tries to be more prominent than others. The field of activity of the speculators is the mind. There is no limit to the different ways in which one can agitate the mind, and thus one can put forward an unlimited number of theories. Sankhya philosophy is not like that. It is not mental speculation. It is factual, but at the time of Kapila, it was lost. In due course of time, a particular type of knowledge may be lost or may be covered for the time being. That is the nature of this material world. A similar statement was made by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Sa Sakale neha mahata yogo nashta. In course of time, the yoga system, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, was lost. It was coming in parampara, in disciplic succession, but due to the passage of time, it was lost. The time factor is so pressing that in the course of time, everything within this material world is spoiled or lost. The yoga system of Bhagavad Gita was lost before the meeting of Krishna and Arjuna. Therefore, Krishna again enunciated the same ancient yoga system to Arjuna, who could actually understand Bhagavad Gita. Similarly, Kapila also said that the system of Sankhya philosophy was not exactly being introduced by him. It was already current, but in course of time it was mysteriously lost, and therefore he appeared to reintroduce it. That is the purpose of the incarnation of Godhead. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Dharma means the real occupation of the living entity. When there is a discrepancy in the eternal occupation of the living entity, the Lord comes and introduces the real occupation of life. Any so called religious system that is not in the line of devotional service is called adharma samsthapana. Then people forget their eternal relationship with God and engage in something other than devotional service. Their engagement is called irreligion. How one can get out of the miserable condition of material life is stated in Sankhya philosophy, and the Lord Himself is explaining the sublime system.
Yes, ma'am. Same way. एवं परंपरा प्राप्तम इमं राजर्षयो विदु सकालेन महता योगो नष्ट परंतप. Krishna says, right, this disciplic section, it's broken and now it's lost, so I am again instructing you, because but it is there, always there, it is eternal truth. But Krishna is instructing to Arjuna again, like to maintain the dharma. In the same way here also, Sankhya philosophy is there for eternal, but now Kapila Muni was instructing again, because it's like most of the people forgot. Yeah. Yes, Mataji. You can read this one also.
Yeah. Now, being sanctioned by me, go as you desire. Go as you desire, surrendering all your activities to me, conquering insurmountable death, worship me for eternal life. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The purpose of Sankhya philosophy is stated herein. If anyone wants real eternal life, he has to engage himself in devotional service or Krishna consciousness. To become free from birth and death is not an easy task. Birth and death are natural to this material body. Sudurjayam means very, very difficult to overcome. The modern so called scientists do not have sufficient means to understand the process of victory over birth and death. Therefore, they set aside the question of birth and death. They do not consider it. They simply engage in the problems of material body, which is transient and sure to end. Actually, human life is meant for conquering the insurmountable process of birth and death. That can be done as stated here. Mam bhaja. One must engage in the devotional service of the Lord. In Bhagavad Gita also the Lord says, Man mana bhava mat bhakta. Just become my devotee. Just worship me. But foolish so-called scholars say that it is not Krishna whom we must worship and to whom we must surrender. It is something else. Without Krishna's mercy, therefore, no one can understand the Sankhya philosophy or any philosophy which is especially meant for liberation. Vedic knowledge confirms that one becomes entangled in this material life because of ignorance, and that one becomes free from material embarrassment by becoming situated in factual knowledge. Sankhya means that factual knowledge by which one can get out of the material entanglement. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Neha విక్రమనాశోస్తి ప్రత్యవాయో న విద్యతే స్వల్పమపి అస్య ధర్మస్య. స్వల్పం కొంచెం డివోషనల్ సర్వీస్ చేసినా కూడా మనం భయం నుండి లైక్ డెత్ ఫియర్ నుండి తప్పించుకోగలం, రైట్? సో ఇట్స్ వెరీ నైస్. స్వల్పమపి అస్య ధర్మస్య త్రాయతో మహతో భయాత్. The biggest fear is death, right? So that we can overcome when we perform swalpam, little bit devotional service. We are safe side. Yeah. Yeah, take a
Shall I read Mataji?
Chandramouli Prabhuji, yes. And
Translation purport by Srila Kijay.
1 minute. Okay, Chandramouli.
In your own heart,
Yes.
in your own heart, through your intellect, you will always see me, the Supreme Self, effulgent soul dwelling within the hearts of all living entities. Thus, you will achieve the state of eternal life, free from all lamentation and fear. Purport. People are very anxious to understand the absolute truth in various ways, especially by experiencing the Brahma Jyoti or Brahman effulgence by meditation and by mental speculation. But Kapil Deva uses the word "mam" to emphasize that the personality of Godhead is the ultimate feature of the absolute truth. In Bhagavad Gita, the personality of Godhead always says "mam" unto me, but the rascals misinterpret the clear meaning. Mam is the supreme personality of Godhead. If one can see the supreme personality of Godhead as he appears in different incarnations and understand that he has not assumed a material body, but he is present in his own eternal spiritual form, then one can understand the nature of the personality of Godhead. Since the less intelligent cannot understand this point, it is stressed everywhere again and again, simply by seeing the form of Lord as he presents himself by his own internal potency as Krishna or Rama or Kapila. One can directly see the Brahmajyoti, because the Brahmajyoti is no more than the effulgence of his bodily luster. Since the sunshine is the luster of the sun planet, by seeing the sun, one automatically sees the sunshine. Similarly, by seeing the supreme personality of Godhead, one simultaneously sees and experiences the Paramatma feature as well as the impersonal Brahman feature of the Supreme. The Bhagavatam has already enunciated that the absolute truth is present in three features. In the beginning, as the impersonal Brahman; in the next stage, as the Paramatma in everyone's heart; and at the last, the ultimate realization of the absolute truth, Bhagavan, the Supreme Person of Godhead. One who sees the Supreme Person can automatically realize the other features, namely the Paramatma and Brahman features of the Lord. The words used here are Vishoko, Bayam Richasi. Simply by seeing the personality of Godhead, one realizes everything, and the result is that the one becomes situated on the platform where there is no lamentation and no fear. This can be attained simply by devotional service to the personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Raju Prabhuji or Sirisha Mataji? Hare Krishna. Raju Prabhuji చదివారు. Sirisha Mataji, would you like to read? Nilima Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Mata
Shall
చదువుతారా?
I? Yes, Mataji. Translation, Mataji. I shall also describe sublime knowledge, which is the door to spiritual life, to my mother, so that she also can attain perfection and self-realization, ending all reactions to fruitive activities. Thus, she also will be freed from all material fear. Purport, shall I, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Kardama Muni was anxious about his good wife Devahuti while leaving home, and so the worthy son promised that not only would Kardama Muni be freed from the material entanglement, but Devahuti would also be freed by receiving instructions from her son. A very good example is set here. The husband goes away, taking the sannyasa order for self realization, but is representative the son, who is equally educated, remains at home to deliver the mother. A sannyasi is not supposed to take his wife with him at the vanaprastha stage of retired life, at the stage midway between householder life and renounced life.
Renounced.
Renounced life. One may keep his wife as an assistant without sex relations, but in the sannyasa order of life, one cannot keep his wife with him. Otherwise, a person like Kardama Muni could have kept his wife with him, and there would have been two hindrance to his prosecution of self realization. Kardama Muni followed the Vedic injunction that no one in sannyasa life can have any kind of relationship with women. But what is the position of a woman who is the left by her husband? She is entrusted to the son, and the son promised that he will deliver his mother from entanglement. A woman is not supposed to take sannyasa. So called spiritual societies concocted, concocted in modern times give sannyasa even to women. Although there is no sanction in the Vedic literature for a woman accepting sannyasa, otherwise, if it were sanctioned, Kardama Muni could have taken his wife and given her sannyasa. The woman must remain at home. She has only three stages of life: dependency on the father in childhood, dependency on the husband in youth, and in old age, dependency on the grown up son, such as Kapila. In old age, the progress of woman depends on the grown up son. The ideal son, Kapila Muni, is assuring his father of the deliverance of his mother so that his father may go peacefully without anxiety for his good wife. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Nice. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I read?
Chautara Mataji.
Chautara Mataji.
Yes. Yes, Chaudhary.
Yeah. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation.
Sorry, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Translation. Sri Maitreya said, thus, when Kardama Muni, the propagator of human society, progenitor of human society, was spoken to in fullness by his son Kapila. He circumambulated him, and with a good, pacified mind, he at once left for the forest. Purport. Going to the forest is compulsory for everyone. It is not a mental excursion upon which one person goes and another does not. Everyone should go to the forest at least as a vanaprastha. Forest going means to take 100% shelter of the Supreme Lord, as explained by Prahlad Maharaj in his talks with his father. Sada Samudvigna
Sada Samudvigna Diyam.
Sada Samudvigna Diyam. Bhagavatam 7.5.5. People who have accepted a temporary material body are always full of anxieties. One should therefore not be very much affected by this material body, but should try to be freed. The preliminary process to become freed is to go to the forest or give up family relationship and exclusively engage in Krishna consciousness. Thus, that is the purpose of going to the forest. Otherwise, the forest is only a place of monkeys and wild animals. To go to the forest does not mean to become a monkey or a ferocious animal. It means to accept exclusively the shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and engage oneself in full service. One does not actually have to go to the forest. At the present moment, this is not at all advisable for a man who was spent his life all along in big cities. As explained by Prahlad Maharaja, Hitpatma
హిత్వాత్మ పాపం గృహమంద కూపం.
Hitvatma papam grihamanda kupam. One should not remain always engaged in the responsibilities of family life, because family life without Krishna consciousness is just like a blind well. Alone in a field, if one falls into a blind well and no one is there to save him, he may cry for years and no one will see or hear where the crying is coming from. Death is sure. Similarly, those who are forgetful of their eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord are in the blind well of family life. Their position is very ominous. Prahlad Maharaja advised that one should give up this well somehow or other and take to Krishna consciousness and thus be freed from material entanglement, which is full of anxieties.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
This I'll read and we'll stop it here. A translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. The sage Kardama accepted silence as a vow in order to think of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and take shelter of Him exclusively. Without association, he traveled over the surface of the globe as sannyasi, devoid of any relation with fire or shelter. Purport. Here the words Agnir Aniketana are very significant. A sannyasi should be completely detached from the fire and any residential quarters. A grihastha has a relationship with fire either for offering sacrifices or for cooking. But a sannyasi is free from all these two responsibility. He does not have to cook or offer fire for sacrifice because he is always engaged in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, he has already accomplished all ritualistic performance of religion. Aniketana means without lodging. He should not have his own house, but should depend completely on the Supreme Lord for his food and lodging. He should travel. Mauna means silence. Unless one becomes silent, he cannot think completely about the pastimes and activities of the Lord. It is not that because one is fool and cannot speak nicely, he therefore takes the vow of Mauna. Rather, one becomes silent so the people will not disturb him. It is said by Chanakya Pandita that a rascal appears very intelligent as long as he does not speak. But speaking is the test. The so-called silence of a silent impersonalist Swami indicates that he has nothing to say. He simply wants to beg, but the silence adopted by Kardama Muni was not like that. He became silent for relief for nonsensical talk. One is called Mauni when he remains grave and does not talk nonsense. Maharaj Ambarisha set a very good example. Whenever he spoke about the pastimes of the Lord. Mauna necessitates refraining from nonsensical talking and engaging the talking facility in the pastimes of Mauna necessitates refraining from nonsensical talking and engaging the talking facility in the pastimes of the Lord. In that way, one can chant and hear the Lord in order to perfect his life. Vratam means that one should take a vow as explained in Bhagavad Gita. Amanitvam, adambitvam, without hankering for personal respect and without being proud of one's material position. Ahimsa means not being violent. There are 18 processes for attaining knowledge and perfection. And by his vow, Kardama Muni adopted all these principles of self-realization. Hare Krishna. Anybody left to read? Lalit Mohan Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Since you joined, you can read this one, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Translation. He fixed his mind upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Parabrahman, who is beyond cause and effect, who manifests in three modes of material nature, who is beyond those three modes, and who is perceived only through unfailing devotional service. purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Whenever there is bhakti, there must be three things present: the devotee, the devotion, and the Lord. Without these three, Bhakta, Bhakti, Bhagavan, there is no meaning of the word bhakti. Kardam Muni fixed his mind on the Supreme Brahman and realized him through bhakti or devotional service. This indicates that he fixed his mind on the personal future of the Lord, because bhakti cannot be executed unless one has realization of the personal feature of the absolute truth. Gunava Bhase. He is beyond the three modes of material nature. But it is due to him that the three modes of material nature are manifested. In other words, although the material energy is an emanation of the Supreme Lord, he is not affected as we are by the modes of material nature. We are conditioned souls, but he is not affected, although the material nature has emanated from him. He is the supreme living entity and is never affected by Maya. But we are subordinate, minute living entities, prone to be affected by limitations of Maya. If he is in constant contact with the Supreme Lord by devotional service, the conditioned living entity also becomes freed from the infection of Maya. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Sagunan Samatityaitan. A person engaged in Krishna consciousness is at once liberated from the influence of three modes of material nature. In other words, once the conditioned soul engages himself in devotional service, he also becomes liberated like the Lord. Thank you, Mother.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Kinchan Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, you join now. You can read this one, Prabhuji.
Yeah, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Kirya. Thus, he gradually became unaffected by the false ego of material identity and became free from material affection. Undisturbed, equal to everyone, and without duality. He could indeed see himself also. His mind was tuned inward and was perfectly calm, like a ocean unagitated by the waves. Purport. When one's mind is full of engages in rendering devotional service to the Lord, he becomes just like an ocean unagitated by the waves. This is this very example is also cited in Bhagavad Gita. One should become like the ocean. The ocean is filled by many thousands of rivers, and millions of tons of its water evaporates into the clouds. Yet the ocean is the same unagitated ocean. The laws of nature may work, but if one is fixed in devotional service at the lotus feet of the Lord, he is not agitated for he is introspective. He does not look outside the material nature, but he looks into the spiritual nature of his existence with a sober mind. He simply engages in the service of the Lord. Thus, he realizes his whole self without false identification with matter and without affection for material possessions. Such a great devotee is never in trouble with others because he sees everyone from the platform of spiritual understanding. He sees himself and others in the right perspective. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Lalit Mohan Prabhuji, can we do shloka recitation?
Yes, Mother. Yes, Mother. Okay.
సో అవి ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసాము. సో కొత్తది నేర్పిస్తారా ఇవాళ?
Yes, Mother. Yes, we will go.
Are you able to see the screen, Prabhuji and Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
31, Prabhuji.
Mataji, in this shloka, there are two, what is it, tongue twisters. So, you know the cause and effect, this thing, na? One is the cause, the other is the effect. You know that?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So this shloka actually tells about the cause and effect. And it says that you are the cause of all causes and you are the cause of the effect also. So everything is you. That's what this shloka says. And you can easily remove all our great dangers. That's what this shloka means. Okay. But there are two tongue twisters here. Sad asat chayat. Please repeat this after me. I'll do it 6 times. Sad asat chayat.
Sad asat chayat.
Sad asat chayat.
Asat and చదవాలా ప్రభుజీ?
అసత్ చయత్. రెండు చా ఈ సీని ఆ సీని కలిపేది.
షా అని చదవాలా?
ఛా. ఒకసారి దేవనాగరి స్క్రిప్ట్ కూడా తీయండి మొదటి పైకి. అర్థమైందా? సదసత్ చయత్.
చానే ఉంది, రెండు ఒత్తులు ఉన్నాయి.
దాన్ని అసత్ అండ్ ఛా. ఛా అంటే ఆల్సో. ఓకే. సత్ అండ్ అసత్ మీన్స్ కాజ్ అండ్ ఎఫెక్ట్.
అది అర్థమైంది ప్రభుజీ. ఇక్కడ ఎలా చదవాలి? సద్ అసద్ అది ఓకే, కానీ ఇక్కడ ఎట్లా చదవాలి?
మొత్తం కలిపి చదవాలి మాతది. సదసత్ చయత్.
సదసత్ చయత్. అసత్ అని అనాలా అనొద్దా?
డా రాకూడదు. అసత్ అని రాకూడదు.
సదసత్ చయత్.
సదసత్ చయత్.
సదసత్ చయత్.
చాని బాగా యూ షుడ్ స్ట్రెస్ ఆన్ ద వర్డ్ చా. ఓకే.
సదసత్ చయత్.
అసత్ చయత్.
సదసత్ చయత్.
సదసత్ చయత్.
ఓకే, 3 times. సదసత్ చయత్.
సదసత్ చయత్.
సదసత్ చయత్.
సదసత్ చయత్.
సదసత్ చయత్. సదసత్ చయత్.
సదసత్ చయత్.
సదసత్ చయత్.
సదసత్ చయత్.
One more word. Satya nane nanah.
సత్య నానే ననః. సత్య నానే ననః.
Satye nane nanah.
సత్యే నానే ననః. సత్యే నానే ననః.
సత్య నానే ననః.
నే nanah.
సత్యేనా నే ననః.
సత్యేనా నే nanah.
సత్యేనా నే ననః.
సత్యేనా నే nanah.
సత్యేనా
నే ననః.
సత్యేనా నే nanah.
సత్యేనా నే
ననః.
సత్యేనా నే nanah.
సత్యేనా
నే ననః.
సత్యేనా నే nanah.
సత్యేనా నే ననః.
ఓకే. యథా హి భగవానేవ వస్తుతః సదసచ్చయత్ సత్యేనానేన నః సర్వే యాంతు నాశముపద్రవః. Can you repeat after me?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
యథా హి భగవానేవ వస్తుతః సదసచ్చయత్.
యథా
యథా
హి
హి
భగవాన్
భగవాన్
వస్తుతః సచ్చయత్.
యథా హి భగవానేవ వస్తుతః సదసచ్చయత్.
యథా
యథా
హి
హి
భగవానేవ వస్తుతః
సదసచ్చయః.
యథా హి భగవాన్ ఏవ వస్తుతః సదసచ్చయత్.
यथा
यथा
हि
हि भगवानेव वस्तुतः
असत्यत्
सच्चयत्
We will do 3 more times. यथा हि भगवान्येव वस्तुतः सदसच्छयत्
यथा
यथा हि
हि
भगवानेव वस्तुतः
वस्तुतः
सत्यत्
यथा हि भगवानेव वस्तुतः सदसच्छयत्
यथा हि भगवानेव वस्तुतः सत्यत्
One more last time. यथा हि भगवान् एव वस्तुतः सदसच्छयत्
यथा
हि भगवानेव
वस्तुतः
वस्तुतः
सत्यत्
सत्येनानेन नः सर्वे यान्तु नाशमुपद्रवाः
सत्येनानेन
सर्वे यान्तु
नाशमुपद्रवः
नाशमुपद्रवः
सत्येनानेन नः सर्वे यान्तु नाशमुपद्रवाः
सत्येनानेन सर्वे यान्तु नाशमुपद्रवः
सत्येनानेन नः सर्वे यान्तु नाशमुपद्रवाः
सत्येनानेन सर्वे यान्तु नाशमुपद्रवः
Shall we do 3 more times?
Yes,
Second time.
Yes, Prabhuji.
सत्येनानेन नः सर्वे यान्तु नाशमुपद्रवाः
सत्येनानेन सर्वे
यान्तु
नाशमुपद्रवः
सत्येनानेन नः सर्वे यान्तु नाशमुपद्रवः
सत्येनानेन सर्वे यान्तु नाशमुपद्रवः
सत्येनानेन नः सर्वे यान्तु नाशमुपद्रवाः
सत्येनानेन सर्वे यान्तु नाशमुपद्रवः
All the 4 lines together now. यथा हि भगवान्येव वस्तुतः सदसच्छयत् सत्येनानेन नः सर्वे यान्तु नाशमुपद्रवाः
यथा
यथा हि भगवानेव वस्तुतः सत्यत्
सत्येनानेन
सत्येनानेन
नः
सर्वे
सर्वे यान्तु
यान्तु
नाशमुपद्रवः
नाशमुपद्रवः
यथा हि भगवान्येव वस्तुतः सदसच्छयत् सत्येनानेन नः सर्वे यान्तु नाशमुपद्रवाः
यथा
यथा हि भगवानेव
वस्तुतः
वस्तुतः
सत्यच्छयत्
सत्यत्
सत्येनानेन
सत्येनानेन
सर्वे
सर्वे
यान्तु
यान्तु
नाशमुपद्रवः
नाशमुपद्रवः
यथा हि भगवान्येव वस्तुतः सदसच्छयत् सत्येनानेन नः सर्वे यान्तु नाशमुपद्रवान्
यथा हि भगवानेव वस्तुतः सत्यत्
सत्येनानेन
सत्येनानेन
नः
सर्वे
यान्तु
नाशमुपद्रवः
Okay, is that okay? Can you practice now?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes,
Mataji, you can lead them.
yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
మరి బోల్ ప్రభుజీస్ అండ్ మాతాజీస్ ఒకటేనా ప్రభుజీ వాళ్ళ ఇదేనా
అంటే ఇది సినానిమ్స్ ఒకటి చదవమని మాతాజీ తర్వాత ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ ఒకటి చదవమనండి అండ్ దెన్ లెట్ దెమ్ ప్రాక్టీస్ దెన్ వీ కెన్ గో విత్ ద నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టైం
టుమారో వి విల్ డు నెక్స్ట్ వన్
Yes,
Okay.
Mataji. రేపు చేద్దాం రేపు
yes ప్రభుజీస్ అండ్ మాతాజీస్ synonyms and translation.
I will do synonyms, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yatha, just as, he indeed, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Eva, undoubtedly, Vastutah, at the ultimate issue, Sat, manifested, Asat, unmanifested, Cha, and Yat, whatever, Satyena, by the truth, Anena, this, Nah, our, Sarve, all, Yantu, let them go, Nasham, to annihilation, Upadrava, disturbance. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you. Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji's translation.
Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Translation. The subtle and gross cosmic manifestation is material, but nevertheless, it is non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead because He is ultimately the cause of all causes. Cause and effect are factually one because the cause is present in the effect. Therefore, the absolute truth, the supreme personality of Godhead, can destroy all our dangers by any of his potent parts.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, you can start, Prabhuji and Mataji. Whoever wants to recite.
I'll do Mataji.
Yes.
यथा हि भगवानेव वस्तुतः सदसच्चयत् सत्येनानेन सर्वे यान्तु नाशम् उपद्रवः.
Thank you, Mataji.
I'll try Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Mataji.
यथा हि भगवान् एव वस्तुतः सच्चयत् सत्येनानेन न सर्वे యాంతు నాశం ఉపద్రవః. ఇంకొకసారి చేస్తా మాతాజీ.
మాతాజీ
సత్యేనానేన
ఇది ఒకసారి అందరికి టఫ్ అవుతుంది, ఇది ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ చెప్తాను మాతాజీ. ఒకసారి చూడండి, వినండి సరిగ్గా. సత్యేనానేన సర్వే,
సత్యేనానేన సర్వే,
అంతే, నానేన సర్వే,
సత్యేనానేన సర్వే. అది నా పక్కన హాకి అది ఉంటుంది కదా, హాకి మాత్ర ఉంది కదా ప్రభుజీ. సో సత్యేనానేన నహ సర్వే, సత్యేనానేన. ఓకే, నానేన. సో సత్యేన ఈజ్ వన్ వర్డ్, నానేన ఈజ్ వన్ ఒక వర్డ్ కింద మనం ప్రొనౌన్స్ చేస్తే సరిపోతుంది కదా.
సత్యేనానేన
సత్యేనానేన
అది లాస్ట్ అనహ అనే రావాలి సరిగ్గా. అది వస్తే వచ్చేస్తుంది.
సత్యేనానేన సత్యేనానేన సర్వే యాంతు నాశం ఉపద్రవః.
You can do one more.
Yes,
Mataji. If you want, you can do Mataji.
Yeah, I'll just do once again. यथा हि भगवान् एव वस्तुतः सच्चयत् सत्येनानेन सत्येनानेन सर्वे यान्तु नाशम् उपद्रवः.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah.
यथा हि भगवानेव वस्तुतः सच्चयत् सत्येनानेन सत्येनानेन सर्वे यान्तु नाशमुपद्रवः. यथा हि भगवानेव वस्तुतः सच्चयत् सत्येनानेन सर्वे यान्तु नाशम्. सत्येनानेन
सर्वे
यान्तु नाशमुपद्रवः. I will practice Prabhuji.
చేయండి మా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి బాగా. లేకపోతే రాదు, ఒకసారి వచ్చేది కాదు.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Bol, Hare Krishna, Mataji and Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
यथा हि भगवानेन वस्तुतः सदसच्चयत् सत्येनानेन सर्वे यान्तु यान्तु नाशमुपद्रवा.
Yes, Prabhuji.
यान्तु नाशमुपद्रवा.
Yes. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Yata hi bhagavaneva vastutah sadasachayat satyenanena naha sarve yantu nasham upatravah.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji and Mataji. Madhavi Mataji. Chesara Mataji, Madhavi Mataji. Sapan Prabhuji. I can see Sapan Prabhuji, Madhavi Mataji, Raju Prabhuji, Sirisha Mataji.
I will do Mataji.
Yes.
यथा हि भगवान् एव वास्तु सदा सत्येनानेन सर्वे यान्तु नाशम् उपद्रवः.
Yes, Mataji. Saban Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
यथा हि भगवानेव वस्तुतः सदसच्चयत् सत्येनानेन न सर्वे यान्तु नाशम् उपद्रवः.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mata. I will.
Yes, ma'am.
Yata hi Bhagavan eva vastuta sad asachayat satyena nena nanaha sarve yantu nasham upadravaha.
Adi vastu Mataji, vastu.
Vastu. Okay.
Vastu meaning. Vastu. Ultimate issue. Yeah. Yeah. Haribol, anybody left to decide? Yeah. यथा हि भगवन्येव वस्तुतः सदसच्चय सत्येनानेन न सर्वे यान्तु नाशमुपाद्रवा. Anybody left to recite Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji? Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining today's reading and reciting call. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti Vaishnav vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining, Prabhuji and Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And I'll ask Prabhuji to post the shloka. You can practice. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.